road trip podcast we do sometimes.
Goodness.
Hi everyone, I'm Kyle. I'm here with Ian and Rachel and Allison.
Hi guys.
Hello.
We're driving back from Scarborough Renaissance Fair, our 4th year of going there.
Yay.
2017, we skipped a year.
Right. But that year sucked because we weren't there.
Yep.
I heard that was the case.
I agree. Yep.
For instance, nobody has made a podcast about it.
That you know of.
Well, we haven't, and that's the important part.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I forget that we're all that matters, but then you always put me in check-in.
I'm real good at that.
So wise.
So yeah. How do we usually do this?
So
we haven't done one of these in so long.
So normally we like pile into the car and we're just like, oh, remember how blah? Remember how blah? Remember how blah?
We waited a while this time.
The important thing is that Kyle was a stunningly marvelous / horrifying elf prince.
I didn't think it was horrifying. It was just...
No, it's horrifying in a majestic
spooky.
way. It's like Galadriel with the ring.
Yeah, he was
All shall look upon me in despair. All shall love me in despair.
Yeah, it was
very,
like that.
Very, all shall love me in
Not
despair.
horrifying though. He was just beautiful, but like scary beautiful. I had occasional glimpses of like spookiness. I'm not just like look up and be like,
I think I'm just not as. I think I'm not scared by. I don't know. The
Pretty
forest
men.
people.
It wasn't scary. It was like sternness, like.
Oh yeah, it was definitely an authoritative thing.
Seriousness.
It was all due to Allison's wonderful makeup job on my face, which changed
And
my
Kyle's
face.
Yeah, she did a
stupid
wonderful
ability to
job.
be a great seamstress.
Yeah.
Right, I made mine and Allison's I made my costume in half of Allison's, and then she did our makeup.
The makeup was transformative.
And they were both amazing.
Yeah.
Allison was a satyr,
Yes.
and he looked like he had an animal face and a big nose.
I did.
And it was all just face paint.
There was actually makeup.
And-
There was
Which
no
I think
face
is more
paint.
impressive.
Or
I had
makeup,
no
sorry.
face. You were face
I had
paint.
face
I
paint,
was not face
right.
paint.
And you had like the horns and the fur pants.
Yeah.
But like huge curling Baphomet horns, not like the tiny little Rinfest clay horns.
Right.
Yeah. They were giant. She looked like an actual ram, but like with a woman's face and body.
Yeah.
I
Like a
loved-
satyr, if you will.
Right. I love their costumes. They're my favorite.
Well, Rachel was like the best Snow White that ever happened.
Yeah, Rachel was Snow White again.
Dude,
Even better
seriously,
Snow White than last time.
She has as much as she had as much attention as Snow White at Renfest as you had at Spider-Man at Comic-Con.
Yeah, you were the Spider-Man.
Which is great because Rachel's hair wasn't even actually Snow White length this time. She just made that work anyway.
Which I'm really impressed by. I didn't know you could do that
just
with hair.
Pinned it up
You
into
can.
a fake bob.
You and I were like,
Yeah.
we had a lot of like couple photos taken of us as like an art, like people admired us as an art piece.
Yeah,
But
that's
Rachel
right.
actually got like all the like fan
family,
attention
right,
yeah.
from
Yeah.
like
So many
kids.
tiny children.
Yeah.
So cute. Most of them called her Cinderella.
So bad at
No,
that.
that's not true. Most of them knew who I was. There were just a couple. There were a couple adults. I think they were actually tipsy who were like Cinderella.
Couple did it on purpose.
Like yeah, there was like yeah, it was mostly very sweet girls who came up and were really really shy, and then who like yelled at me across the park later on. It was very very cute.
I kept accidentally scaring the children off.
Did you?
Like you said, like they'd like look and like, no, she has a friend.
Oh yeah, there was one girl that came up and her mom told me that she didn't want to come up because Ian was sitting by me and she had a friend. That was cute.
Yeah.
But nobody
Yeah.
called me Prince Charming.
I feel like we're all grown-ups because we all walked away buying like smelly stuff instead of like giant oversized weapons we're
That
never
was a
gonna
big
use.
change. I got a book the first time, and well, I don't know. I was like book, then candle, and then this time I got.
You need a bell so you can have a
Yeah,
proper
but like
witch coven.
extravagant book, extravagant candle. And
Right.
This time like hand soap.
I did get
Oh, I
hands up.
forgot
But I
to
also,
get a candle.
I got a staff
Darn it.
and a leaf hat. So
That's true. You did
Oh,
get
yeah.
those.
I got the best foppish hat ever.
yeah, a lot of us
Uh-huh.
improved our costumes at the Ren Fair, which was
Right.
a good use.
If you
of it.
notice that we haven't mentioned my costume, it's because it's not worth it.
Did I enhance my? No, I just had the shawl. Right. I didn't actually buy anything for my costume.
Right, yeah, we just added on a fur piece to yours to help you stay warm.
Yeah.
Because your
As
shoulders
actual
were-
goats do.
Because we showed up and assumed that, like every other year in Texas in April, it was still going to be scorching hot, but it ended up being cold and rainy. So your perfectly reasonable costume ended up being freezing.
It wasn't really perfectly reasonable. Had it been hot, like I would have had sweaty knees and everything.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess you did kind of
He
decide it
really
for like
is- he's
one
pretty
half to be
delicate
good in a certain
weather.
kind of weather and the other half to be good in a different kind of weather. So you're gonna
Actually,
you're
this
gonna
weather
suck
ended
either
up
way.
being perfect.
Yeah,
though.
that's
Like,
true. Today was great.
Yeah, it was really nice today when it was sunny.
I made sure I had layers and they were all thin, so mine ended up working out pretty well both days too.
Yeah.
But then your giant thick blanket cape.
Right.
Right.
My cloak. I did not expect the cloak to be functional.
It was.
That was really nice.
I used it a lot. It functioned well for me.
Yeah, Ian, Jeffrey, and Ethan all just kind of came mostly unprepared and then pieced things together with what everybody had.
I was more prepared than they were.
I like
That's
how,
true,
yeah,
you brought a little
yeah.
bit.
Ethan like throws on 2 shirts and it's like, whoa.
And pushes his hair to one side, and suddenly he looks like
Just
what do we
like,
say? Is like a Renaissance guy who
swashbuckler.
was going to steal your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like,
I was
that's-
actually, I was,
Renaissance steal your girl.
Like,
I was still getting
You
a
look like
pretty
a-
strong Renaissance steal your boyfriend vibe.
Yeah, okay. A little
Well, yeah, we.
But in
so
like the most stellar way.
I was
Honestly,
like
I think it's all acceptable.
like a druid dryad. I was a leafy elf person, and
You started
that
off as
Allison.
doesn't
kinda
really
like a-
do you
like-
enough credit. You were like a leafy elf king.
By the
No,
end of
I
it,
think
I
you-
was.
No,
I
you
think
look
you
like
look
David
like little-
Bowie to start
Yeah.
with.
That's true.
You
Yeah,
look like
first scene,
like
you
start
look
with
like David
camouflage
Bowie,
David
yeah.
Bowie in like a forest cloak.
And Allison was the satyr, and apparently there's a whole myth where satyrs like chase down leafy elf people, and I just wasn't aware of
Yep.
it.
Satyrs and
So-
nymphs, that's what happens.
They ended up like
Yeah, it's actually
matching
kind of,
it
you
better
kind of
than
did
I thought.
reverse gender of that myth.
Which
yeah.
is even cooler.
Pretty
Yeah.
cute. But then by the end, you were less nymphy.
Yeah.
And more of like once
I had,
you
like,
got the
a
staff and the
staff
crown,
and leaf crown.
You went from like sort of like wispy dryad, like forest dryad wizard, to like elf king.
right.
Yeah, you became more authoritative looking.
You were very stoic.
Yeah.
Except when you were prancing.
I liked your prancing.
When
Actually,
you pranced, you sparkled.
oh my god, you glittered. Like the whole world came blurry and like glitter fell from the sky. And your cape like flowed beautifully.
It was actually great because we were standing like inside the ale tasting festival, and Allison
Yeah.
just like turns and grabs my arms and just goes, "He's so beautiful." You just come striding across the lawn,
There's
like
this
the glory
big
of the
open
morning,
green
just like
field and like these beautiful trees. You're just walking,
you're like your chest out and you're just smiling big, and then like
stoically fighting the wind.
and then Allison's like,
Something.
"Hey!"
I'm like, he's so beautiful, and then I'm like, Kyle!
And then
Oh.
you turn and like that's when you start like lightly jogging with like sort of a prancy motion.
Right.
There's some frolic maybe.
Yes, total frolic. Wow. I don't think you frolicked, but it turned into frolicking based on all of the elements surrounding
I'm
you.
glad you appreciate my presence so much.
I did.
That's so wonderful. I wish I was there. It sounds like the world became spring again.
I don't know if Ian saw it, but I definitely did. He saw my reaction.
It was perfectly timed. Like I don't you saw more, but I got like the movie cut version.
He
Like,
didn't know I was talking about Kyle. I was just like, he's so beautiful, and he turns and then laughs like immediately.
I think she saw more sparkles than I did.
I saw lots of sparkles.
Yeah, I think so.
That was because we were at an ale tasting event
It may have been the wit beer.
where we had to try. We didn't have to, but there were 8 samples of different types of ale, and we ended up going to like the same ones. Ian tried almost all of them. I think I took a sip of like 2, and 2 of them tasted like poisonous flowers, and then one of them was like a weird like dark coffee stout thing.
Yeah, porter.
Yeah,
That's
porter.
nice.
That was and then it was. There was one that I really liked.
There's also the crackberry cider.
Oh yeah,
Crackberry.
crackberry.
Berry.
It was cranberry and blackberry.
Uh,
And
That's
it
a
wasn't.
good name.
It
was
wasn't
interesting.
sweet.
Yeah, it was a dry cider.
Yeah, which
That
is
sounds really good.
no, it's gay. Why make cider not sweet?
You would like it, Rachel.
I would love it. That sounds delicious. I love sour stuff.
But the wit beer tasted like citrus.
That
Yeah,
sounds
I
great
was
too.
we had Jeffrey and Ian as competing bards, kind of.
Right, because Jeffrey just walks in with a jacket he's stolen from Joey's
Jeffrey
prop
basically
fest.
dressed the same way he did in the RPG Merchants video.
He had the yellow Rodriguez shirt,
Right.
black pants,
And the
Purple
jacket.
velvet jacket.
purple
Yeah.
velvet jacket, which
But
by
he,
all rights should be me.
he wasn't able he wasn't able to find the hat again. So Ian and Jeffrey both didn't have a hat, and we separated the first time we were there. And one of the first things we did was get Ian a hat from
Which
the
was
hat
my
store.
plan from the beginning, was
Right.
go to the Rin Fest and get a better hat.
And we spent a while like picking one out. Like you guys,
Yeah,
it was
and we
pretty
found
expensive.
a perfect one, matched my pants,
It's
completed the
seriously
look.
such a great hat.
And then we go do something else, and something like half an hour later, Jeffrey shows up and he's wearing just the same hat in a different
Okay,
color.
except that, worth noting, he saw me first.
Did he?
Yes.
And then went back and got the hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lame.
Totally lame.
Lame. Yeah, I spent so long picking out that hat for Ian.
And then
like,
later, Ethan got the same hat.
lame.
Yeah.
double lame.
Which I actually
He
didn't.
had the same hat.
Yeah,
He did, didn't
I
he?
thought he looked better without the hat.
He didn't
actually.
even
looked
need the
better
hat
without the
because
hat.
his
He had-
hair is like perfect. I've never seen a man with such perfect hair. It's like a baby doll, like where like from the 1800s where they have curls, you know.
Nobody
You don't
knows
even know.
$1,800 baby.
Okay, fine. Okay,
baby doll hair.
fine. Don't get on level with my obscure Victorian doll references, okay?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But it's
Okay.
wavy and nice.
But it's much softer.
It's in perfect ringlets. That's what's notable about
It
it. Like
wasn't ringlets, it was
there are
wavy.
so many people. No, there are people in the world with like curly hair that is not in ringlets, but Ethan's are in ringlets.
It waves until it
Like you
turns
can
into
pull
ringlets.
on a ringlet and it will like bounce and it's glorious and shiny and so soft.
He does have really
I don't really
soft
touch his hair much, but like
It
it's
is
really,
really
nice.
soft.
Like
Anyway.
today it was in a tiny ponytail and it was in like 2 or 3 perfect ringlets on his back. It was so beautiful. It's like wow. I didn't say anything to him about it, but Ethan, if you're listening, your hair was beautiful today.
So then he bought a hat.
I mean, this was with hat. Like you
Sorry,
can still
he
see it
buys
was still
hats
pretty,
covers
but
luxurious
yeah.
hair.
But you know who
It was
did
a
buy
really
a
nice
hat?
hat.
John.
John was the one who needed it most.
Yeah.
John
in fact-
and Avery showed up today, and John was just like white shirt, black pants guy. And if he'd gotten a hat, he would have kind of fit in, but he never got a hat.
No. He
Shame
didn't have
on
like
you,
he
John.
had like the pouch on his belt.
Right.
But it's okay because he got called out a bunch.
I mean, it was a pretty okay like improv costume.
No. There was no costume. That wasn't a
I
costume.
mean, I think it was all right. Like
It wasn't like jeans and a t-shirt.
No, it was dress pants and dress shirt. It was like an unbuttoned business casual.
That's
Or
not.
untucked business
He
casual.
didn't have like a. Not everyone has like like
Rainfest gear?
bodice ripper
But
like
he does.
man shirt
That's
on
the thing.
command he does.
He has Ren Fair gear. He's
Wait, he didn't bring it.
right.
He owns that and he didn't bring
He
it.
has like a dark huntsman's vest
Why didn't he bring that?
plus a cloak with a hood.
Why didn't he bring his like thing he wore last year or 2 years ago?
Because he wanted to be a blacksmith this time, but he couldn't find the apron.
No boo.
Changed
There's a
medieval
lot more space in
economics
my car than yours.
features.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
And
Yeah.
Avery was a gypsy.
She looked so cute. She got like a little belly dancer outfit. By the way, she had like it was like a glitter bra. It was so beautiful.
It was bomb.
It was like a kaleidoscope bra. Like literally everywhere she went, she was like projecting like the thing you see inside of a kaleidoscope, but like 3-dimensional off her boobs. It was amazing.
And then Amanda had just like a maiden outfit on, and she got her hair braided. It was really pretty.
It was so pretty.
Oh,
and
and
the guy
Carrie
who
was there.
braided her hair, I was
Huh?
there, was like an old pirate man, and he did it super sensually. He had like a really deep, relaxing voice, and he like flirted with her the entire time. I mean, he does that with everyone who's hair he braids, I'm pretty sure. But she did have really long, beautiful, shiny hair.
It was like just asking to be braided.
Yeah,
then there-
and that's basically what he said. And
I actually really liked Carrie's dress.
Yeah,
Carrie's
had
dress
the
was
perfect
really
functional
legit.
cloak
Yeah.
dress.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. It was a cloak dress, and that was
It was
dope.
like pretty much. It was basically sort of like Renaissance Harry Potter.
Yeah.
oh, that's
yeah,
a good way to
that was
describe it, I guess.
and it was awesome.
It was Celtic, like
But
it was
she was the
green.
only one who could stand A, the cold, and B, the rain at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
And she had like a pointy hood on the back of it. It was cool.
Oh, and Reed was there.
Right.
Again, Reed,
Oh,
Reed
yeah.
rejoined us this year, which is fantastic. He like immediately got right back into it. Just
It's hard to remember Reed was there because Reed was actually just like
Right.
not
He
there.
was playing a different game, but his game was great.
It was.
It is.
We got to watch it. I wish he was here to recount the stories like he was last time.
He told me a bunch.
But there were-
Things were like so when he was in the Plague Doctor thing that he was last time.
Yeah.
Which is the long, super cool coat that Kyle made.
Right,
because he
one
could
of the
just do
first
that,
things I made.
Which Reed can actually just pull off on his own because he's long enough, like without the mask.
Right.
Yeah.
That was. What am I doing so bad? I need something. A cape. Next time a cape. Anyway, so Reed has the long coat and then the black leather Plague Doctor mask and the top hat.
Reed's commitment to wearing a black leather pointy mask for like hours on end is really
So
phenomenal.
far from the worst thing we've had him do.
Yeah.
He did this like on his own accord, though. He actually just chose to do
I
this.
think we just conditioned him. But so last time he just sat there and stared at people until they freaked out, which he did this time too. But he
Yeah.
also started doing some interaction.
Right. He started walking up and actually doing things with people.
Yeah, like trying to cut their hands
Yeah,
off.
I suggested you should just go and try and see what happens if you try and amputate. And so he'd like go and like point to their arm and like make a sawing motion, and, like or like try and pull it off, and they'd be like no, and he'd like stare at them and then they would run away, or they would say yeah, go ahead and take it, and he didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time he's planning on actually just bringing a bunch of like cutting tools with him and like having them hidden around his coat and just pulling them out when people look crazy.
He also did a bunch of great photo bombing, just sort of like standing there
Yeah.
staring.
And he
You
ended up
got a good
buying
amount of pictures.
He got like a $95
Cowl.
leather cowl that he got $100 off because the guy had mispriced it.
Ah.
He had raised his the whole thing is basically a video game. He had raised his reputation with the shop enough that he was
Right, you got a discount.
He got to the discount range.
Because he bought another face.
Right. This is the same place he bought the fox face from last time, and he bought a coyote face and a leather cowl, and so he added that to his outfit, and he's gonna keep building on it, I think, for next time when we go to the actual full Texas Renaissance Festival in Houston is the plan.
That's gonna be. You're gonna have you're gonna kind of know what it's like, but
Yeah.
then it's also gonna blow your mind in so many different ways.
I think our costumes will go well there. They went
Yeah.
they went well enough here that
Our
it's
costumes won't be as noticed though.
Right.
We stood out there, but at the Renfest we will just blend in those costumes. I promise you.
But that's good. I
Yeah.
feel like that was the test run, and now we have to go to the.
I want to go to the Scarborough Fair Facebook page. I bet we're on there a lot.
You think so?
I'm sure.
That'd be worth checking.
Yeah, I haven't tried that before.
So many people took pictures, or even on Instagram, just hashtag
Yeah.
2017 Scarborough Fair, because everyone took pictures of us.
That reminds me, we actually got noticed by some people apparently.
Right, yeah.
Oh my
some
god,
fans
when we
noticed
first
us.
walked in, I was so happy.
It was kind of just, I've still never actually gotten direct with a fan in real life, and we got noticed by people who were standing right next to us, and I didn't notice it happened.
Well, see, part of it is they didn't
I
notice
was
it till you
so
already
unlucky
passed
for
because you
you.
were so David Bowie. Elf.
I walked past them and they didn't see me, and then the rest of the group walked past them,
Right,
and
then they
they were
noticed
all
Jeffrey,
more.
and then
Yeah.
they kind of noticed me because I'm almost I can be noticed, which Jeffrey has been.
And I didn't know that. I was literally within feet of everybody being recognized and still didn't get to participate
Right.
in
I
it.
think you're a pretty focused dude, though, when you walk places, Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
You don't pay that much
Well, you're
attention to
already
your
elf kicking it
surroundings,
up,
do you?
so
Yeah.
but I didn't either for what it was worth. Jeffrey was the only one, and Rachel kind of.
No,
Yeah.
I not Rachel, kind of. I completely fucking. Noticed.
It's a podcast, it's okay.
I definitely noticed, and I screamed afterward
But
repeatedly.
Jeffrey's
okay?
the one who notified us, and then you.
No,
screamed-
I heard it.
Okay.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Apparently, Ethan got. Did he tell you?
No.
Ethan got recognized by another person today.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it Door Monster person?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, sweet, I didn't know that.
What do you do?
He didn't. He said it was just some guy who walked up and said hi to him, kind of awkwardly. And
Right.
Reed said that he recognized Ethan, but not Reed. And Reed told him that he was my brother, and he didn't care.
Oh.
He just wasn't interested in Reed.
Oh my god.
And we vaguely got recognized as White Lightning.
Oh right, because the last time we were here,
With
they got
Rachel
to know
as Snow White.
Right,
Yeah.
the employees got to know us as a group because we stood out so much.
Right, because you were Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And you were trying to play it up, so you were leading us around as White Lightning. And they did a thing where they organized us as White Lightning, and one of the people from that came back and was like, wait, Snow White, wait you, wait, I think you.
Wait, you and you.
And it's like, you were something. Oh, what was it? Something. Lightning. And we're like, yeah, close enough.
Ah yes, something lightning, bringing back her nice alternate name.
Right.
I guess he must have gone and looked up the videos or something because,
I know how I know we're in Temple.
How?
Bucky's Temple?
Traffic.
Oh,
No.
This is the.
No, it is Bucky's Temple.
that is one of the
Exit
two
now.
things that Temple has is Buc-ee's and traffic, and inexplicable traffic.
It's not that inexplicable. There's a bunch of construction.
What did everybody buy at the Renfest?
I bought my hat.
I bought
So-
soap.
Well,
I
Reed
keep
bought.
putting the microphone in front of the air vent by accident, and the levels spike up. So I'm assuming it's just blowing into the microphone when I do
no.
that.
Well, Reed bought the cowl thing, and then he bought a fox face.
No,
Face.
coyote face this
Which is
time.
bigger.
Oh.
You can be eating the fox face.
What else did he buy? Was that it?
I bought him food, so I don't think he
I don't
bought
think
much
that
else.
counts.
What did Ethan get away with? Ethan got a dragon print.
Oh yeah.
What's a dragon print?
He got like an
It's
art,
in,
like an art
in the
print
past,
of a dragon.
dragons would walk in ground that would fossilize later.
Oh. Well, that's cool. I didn't know he got that.
Yeah, he got that and his hat.
Oh, right, the hat.
I thought they were broke because they didn't have any money, not because they bought art and stuff.
I eventually purchased Ethan and Reed's servitude by buying them food.
Which they then sucked at.
Right.
I mean, they didn't fail, but it was
$5 just doesn't get
They
you
failed.
good indentured servants anymore.
I think in 2014 Scarborough it would be fine, but they had to actually pool their money with other people to even buy food with the money you gave them.
I actually offered to give them an additional quest for an additional $5 each. But
Hey, quest guy.
In to find my wallet.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Quest
Oh, yeah,
guy.
Quest
we ran
guy.
into Quest Guy again at the beginning of the second day this time.
He was fun.
And
Pretty good.
almost everybody took a quest from him and did it.
Although Allison had to be cajoled into doing it.
I did. Kyle didn't even do it.
That's true. Kyle didn't even
What
do it.
quest did you get, Kyle?
I didn't get one.
He did.
Oh,
I
I
was
didn't
filming.
even notice that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a prop piece, so he.
Oh,
No, he wasn't. He just didn't want to do it.
yeah.
You didn't want to do it either.
But then I did it.
I didn't really like doing it.
It wasn't very fun.
was fun.
And I've already done a quest from him.
Okay. Well, in that case,
It would have been better if you got to win your fight.
I performed a feat of strength.
What was that?
I
Oh, right.
tried to do a one-arm push-up and failed.
Yeah. I had to stop
Wait,
somebody
really?
and
Yeah.
dramatically perform
Couldn't
Mary
you
Had a
one-arm
Little Lamb.
No. But then Sir Robert showed everybody up and came in and did one
Right.
who we didn't get to see this
did
time.
you show everybody up or just you?
No,
Everybody.
everybody, nobody else, even John with military training couldn't do it. And Sir
Yeah.
Robert, this like
A
80-year-old
76-year-old
dude,
man.
got down and like did a one-arm push-up.
And then
so-
got up and did his hat thing. He has a great like walking cane too. We saw him, but every time we were going someplace, we didn't have time to talk to him.
Oh. Took a picture with Gandalf.
we did do that.
Realizing, actually, I was thinking back, like, the only time people took pictures of me was when they're like, they were awkwardly like, no, you too, when they were taking pictures of Allison.
Oh, yeah. Because we were at
great.
the beer fest, a lot of people were like, no, get in it, I guess.
Allison got lots of pictures taken of just her because her costume was great.
Yeah.
It's so good.
What else did we get? You got a pretty ring.
I got a really pretty ring.
Oh, it's
It
beautiful.
sucked because I don't know how to explain it. Starburst.
Starfire Opal.
Right. Starfire.
Starfire. Sorry.
It's
Starfire.
bright blue and it glitters gold and yellow and kind of greenish in the
Green.
sunlight.
It's real pretty.
It's
Red.
blue like the eyes of a mermaid.
But like a mermaid with blue eyes.
But like how a mermaid's eyes would actually look, not like boring people eyes.
Or like
Right.
a fish scale, like the fish scale of the most beautiful fish, like the rainbow fish.
It does look like a rainbow
But
fish
like-
scale.
Like the Richard Scarry rainbow fish. Whatever it was.
Not Richard
Not Richard
Scarry.
Scarry.
It's a children's
The
book.
kids book, Ian.
Richard Scarry is also kids?
Yeah, it is for
He's a
kids.
kid's
I
outlet.
love
But it's
Richard
the wrong,
Scarry,
but it's
but
not Richard Scarry, it's the wrong
not
guy.
Richard
It's the
Scarry.
Hungry Eric kind of.
No, that's not by him.
Rainbow
That's
Fish
Eric
isn't?
Carl, but it's not by Eric Carl
Okay,
either.
you know
How
what
do you
though?
know these things?
What do you
We
mean
were
how do I
children.
know these things?
Yeah, I was
Rachel's-
children too. I didn't know the authors of the books I
I
liked.
was
Just
children too.
I was apparently just a much more cultured child than you.
yeah, apparently.
Rachel also
I
wants
like
to be
didn't
a
even
childhood
learn the
illustrator.
titles.
Hungry Caterpillar?
I mean, yeah, I got that one because that was easy, but like, gosh, I didn't know the authors of the books that my parents read me to go to sleep to.
Mine was Tolkien, so
I read
That's actually
that
Harry
was
Potter.
read to me too, and Harry Potter.
yeah.
And
What-
I also knew the Hungry.
Right, oh, but that was with mermaids.
Oh,
Because I kept telling people it's not that interesting, and everybody was like, "No, I think I want to go see it," and then they all wanted to go see it.
It
And
was
they're
I
like,
more-
actually always find the
No.
mermaids really
mermaids
depressing.
they're always like.
It was so much more
even
than not that
My
interesting.
expectations are never high, but they always manage to hit right below them.
"Yeah."
They
Like,
were
it's-
seriously like a special kind of disappointing.
Like if you put like a gray filter over it or something, it could be kind of like a quirky sort of like awful style sort
you're
of
right.
twisted fun kind of like, oh, it's a bottled mermaid. It's like so far from the sea kind
Like,
of.
they would be
but it wasn't
okay
even that.
in
They
a-
were just boring.
It would be okay in like a weird Wes Anderson movie.
I was thinking actually like series of unfortunate events.
Oh yeah, that too. Which somebody told me was like trying so hard to be Wes
I
Anderson.
think we told you that actually.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because we thought that immediately.
We
upon
thought we
watching
were
it.
like, is this Wes
I love it.
Anderson's
I haven't
Dark
finished it
Side?
yet. I actually really love the series of unfortunate events.
I really
show,
like it,
but
and I don't think it's trying so hard to be Wes
I think it's
Anderson.
definitely, like,
I
mixing
think
it.
it's
It's
like,
like-
I think
like-
it's like influence, but I think it's something different.
It's not. It's kind of like
I don't know.
the whimsical
There
part
are
of Tim
some-
Burton mixed with Wes Anderson.
There are some
Sure.
so like unnecessary Wes Anderson shots in there that I think it is a little bit try hard, but I think they succeed.
Right, but
Well,
it's
it
also
looks great.
Patrick Warburton, so that's really all that needs to be said.
Yeah.
Unless he says it.
Oh.
what did you get?
I
you
got
you got
a
like
nib
end
holder
stuff.
and 2 nibs.
Exciting.
For to do the
Oh my
calligraphy.
god. Oh my god. Apparently, like when I went into the pen shop and I talked to a guy dressed up as a friar, and I talked to him all about like paleography and my medieval studies degree, and how I thought what he was doing was really interesting. And I asked about the calligraphic hand and all this crap that he was, because he was writing down on a piece of paper, and I asked him what it was made of. I asked him if it was vellum, and he told me today, he was like, "Are you sober today?" And I was like, "What?" Because he thought I was drunk.
To be
Wow.
fair, the people we were with were
I was like, "What
sloshed.
the heck?"
No, we weren't with anybody at the bookstore.
No, we
Yes,
were by
We were
ourselves.
no, we were with Cal and Ashton.
no, this was
a different time.
Yesterday.
What?
This was yesterday.
when you were getting your pin thing.
like
Yeah.
What?
When
It
you
was
were
just
when you
us,
were
like, us
shopping,
four
she was
then,
out
actually.
talking to the guy like writing in front of the book place.
Right, but this is
actually a different book place.
This was the scribe place, the one that was over by the
also
candle shop.
they weren't
Oh.
They were
Oh.
too.
not at that point.
Yes, they were.
I thought
I
you were
know.
talking about
Because
the.
I was asking about their signatures.
Star
and they were
Drake.
having trouble.
What?
I thought you were talking about Star Drake.
Not Star Drake. No, it was just called Scribe Workshop.
Ah,
Oh. Because you talked to that guy too and said all the same things, but he was really nice to you.
Yeah.
the
So
guy
was
outside
the other
of
guy.
Star Drake was really nice. He helped me a lot with picking into it.
You just thought you were drunk.
He was like, "That's your personality."
Oh, and then Jeffrey drank like 3 liters of mead.
God.
Right. So Jeffrey's entire first day was
Oh.
he got a pewter mug the size of his head,
Really?
actually a bit bigger.
Yep.
It was really heavy. I
Like,
picked
then
it up
it
at
was-
some point.
He drank a lot, had to use the bathroom. We kind of abandoned him, and then he was lost for
No,
3
no,
hours.
no. Don't give him that much credit. What actually happened is he drank an entire tankard, like 3 tankards worth of mead in this one. Then went and got more. Then, like, went to the bathroom, came back, and then, like, I don't know, 15 minutes later said, I have to use the bathroom, and just sort of walked off in a direction.
Yep.
Right.
That
Which
is what
was
happened.
not actually in the direction of any bathroom, nor did he tell us which one he was going
That's right.
to
He
go
spent
for.
like 15 minutes talking to the person you guys knew in high school, and then just wandered off without really
Right, yeah.
letting
he just
anyone
went-
know where he was going, other than
And then-
just like
So
Well-
we,
shouting it to the winds.
yeah. And so we had no idea where to find him, no idea where he was headed, and we were also kind of like slightly preoccupied, just like regrouping at that point. And so,
And we wanted baked goods, and we were also trying to outrun the parade.
yeah, well, that was, I mean, it occurred over a decently long period of time. There's like 3 hours where we don't know what happened to Jeffrey.
It was actually.
I'm
Jeffrey
not sure
says
Jeffrey knows.
It was like 30 minutes. No, it was. It was.
It was
few
a while.
hours.
He
2
was
hours
gone
at least.
for a long
An hour and a half, 2
portion
hours.
of the day.
But someone found him, right?
He found us eventually, I think.
After we came back from having lunch with your cousins, he was back, but I never actually witnessed the reunion. But anyway, that day just kind of continued the same way for him, where he just sort of he stayed with us mostly, but drank more,
We just sort of like wander off occasionally and drink.
and then went to the bathroom more.
Did I only buy the? Oh, I bought the ring. That's what it is. I bought the ring and the massage oil.
Rachel got a bunch of soap.
Yeah, I got a lot of soap. Last year, I really, really wanted to get soap, but I was broke, and so I didn't get any soap.
Although the cute soap maiden wasn't there to flirt with you this
I
time.
know. I actually got flirted with by so many people last year, but the best person I got flirted with was by the person who was making soap at this Roman Bath soap shop. She was so nice, and like she wasn't there, and I didn't get to flirt with her, so I was like bummed out. She was really sweet. I felt like we had a real connection.
Yeah.
I've never felt so in lesbians with anyone else. My entire life.
I'm
We
glad she
had-
wasn't there.
We
'Cause
had a crazy actual fairy person run up to us.
Oh yeah, that was freaking weird. You weren't. We told Ian already. I don't
I've
think
like vaguely witnessed half of it. I was trying to call Avery, but it was I caught every
this,
other word.
It was like right before we were leaving. Me and Allison were sitting there, and this girl runs up and says something about like,
Oh,
"Hey, more
other
fey
fey
creature,"
people.
right? And we were like, "Oh," like in my mind, she's like she's been seeing people who dressed like us the
And
entire
we're
day.
just
Or
kind of
something.
like, oh, but she's doing
And
a
we're just
thing with a
talking.
character bit.
She was a little bit like cutesy. Like there wasn't anything annoying about her or especially concerning
No, she was adorable.
until suddenly we realized that she's referencing that she said something about like her like
She
fey
says-
blood or something. I don't know. It all
So
sounds.
what happened was she came up to us and she's like, "Oh, more fey people," and then just starts like chirping, like the like.
Right, there's some
What did she
chirping.
do?
Kind of
The like
chirps.
it was like the. Brr,
Yeah.
brr, and just like I was supposed to understand. Like she said it at me and then looked at me and I was like, like that's neat.
Why
and
didn't
then,
you chirp back, girl?
Cause no, that would have been the worst. I
This was-
actually considered it for like half a second and then realized the turn that would take in conversation wise, and it just
Also-
my gut reaction was like, neat.
Remember,
And
she's
then-
also like Coachella, like so done satyr at this point.
I am. I have like big heart-shaped gold glasses on now.
Oh,
like
and-
heads like lolling back,
oh.
like no.
That was at the very end.
It was at the
It's her
very end.
allergy for
Oh,
like
no.
And then
yeah.
then she started talking about how she has actually pointed ears, and it's real Fae people.
Right. Like, it's weird. Like, she's totally fine, and then at some point there's like one sentence where it just clicks in both of her heads. It's like, oh, she thinks she's literally a fairy person.
I stopped talking on the phone for a second, like.
She felt like she was like, I just have a natural drawn attention to like all Fae creatures and anyone with Fae blood, and you guys have Fae blood, and I have Fae blood. Look at my pointy ears, and I was like, oh, I have pointy ears too, and then it clicked like,
right.
She
was
like
Fae being
blood.
serious
like,
about this
it's
meeting
not
something.
that unusual for people to continue a character bit.
No.
but
It's
Right.
when
it
she
was
started talking
notably
about her
different.
like personality
lineage.
fitting into the winter high
She
courts
started
and
like
the
talking about the
summer.
categories that she was in or something,
Yeah.
and we were like, oh no.
That's
Yeah.
so cool though.
No, it
No,
wasn't
No,
cool.
it had the potential to be cool if it was like
but
a
it's
character.
also like she was like 15 though.
No.
Poor thing.
Maybe she was 15-year-old sized.
No, she was a young looking
That's
She
'cause
was
of her
too
Beyblade.
year-old.
into it. Yeah. Like it was seriously, it crossed into concerning really
But
fast.
for real, guys, if I were gonna find some people with Fae blood, you'd be sort of high on the
And
list.
the guy with her was like the neckbeardiest, like following this person around kind
Yeah,
of guy. Like
okay,
it was.
probably
That's a
her.
success story.
That's probably her human
That's
boyfriend.
nice. They
okay?
seem
It was her
was
human
her
handler. She
human-
mentioned that.
Yes.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It was-
Kind of like run and
Also,
like pretend
Kyle,
to flap
I've
wings.
literally called you a fairy person before.
Yes,
This is different though.
but
She didn't really talk to Kyler. She talked to me because
That's
I don't know.
because you're the girl.
you're the one with the pointy ears, which means you're also literally a fairy.
I guess
How
yeah,
pointy are
Fae
your
blood
ears?
runs deep. They're actually like
Your
they're
ears were way pointier.
my ears
Yeah,
actually.
well, I
they
had the
don't, like,
fake ears.
my
Hers just
ears
like
don't point, they
kind
just
of
like
go
come
up
to a
yeah.
top. Like they don't have any roundedness, so they just kind of go.
Your
like
ears
this.
actually do look a little pointy, girl.
They just kind of peek.
I actually have sort of pointy ears, but only on the side.
Yeah, well, if I wear my hair out, my ears stick out like pointy Fae people. But I've never been like, gee, I wonder what my court
I'm
is.
actually no. Actually, no. I think
if we
in
thought that maybe you ought.
I actually think now my secret
Now I
theory
should.
is that you guys have Fae blood. I really think she does. I think she identified you correctly. I have identified Kyle as a fairy person like a bunch
Now
of
they
times.
know.
so.
Now they know that we
I
just
know
chirp
that's
at
like
each other when
a
we're
gay
alone.
slur or something like that,
We
but
just
I
get
meant it in
together.
like a positive way.
No. Kyle and I in the apartment, we just fairy chirp at each other.
I
through
actually
the
do
thing.
fairy chirp at Ian.
Does he understand?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my
well
God.
enough, but the fairy chirp is usually unnecessary to complete the
It was an
communication.
interesting look into like that part of the Ren Fair that we try to pretend doesn't exist because it's the
But-
stereotype
okay,
we're trying
but-
to get
but
away
let's,
from.
Let's empathize here.
Stereotype
For this person, this is the best time of the year. This
Yeah.
is the best day of her life
No,
every
and
year
I
round.
think that's so sweet, and I hope that she's happy. I think it's
She
fine.
was totally happy.
I think it's fine when people are weird. If they want to be furries, whatever. If they want to be fairies, whatever. I don't care.
It's
like,
fine. Like
it's
no,
fine.
Kyle and I weren't like the worst person just left. It was just like
yeah,
a.
just like
It was
We were
very-
just like,
intriguing.
She
yeah, we don't
actually
know what to do.
physically ran away like head first with her arms behind her.
No.
But
Naruto.
not,
Like
no,
that.
no, no,
Oh,
not
God.
like anime style, because they were
No, no, no.
fluttering.
Right.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, her hand, her like she powered herself by her like sparkle fingers as she like fluttered off.
She jazz handed away. It was great.
I
Spirit
don't-
fingered.
Rachel, your reaction is making it so that I don't feel like you entirely understand.
Yeah,
the situation
I don't
at
think
all.
It was weird and awkward and like
Yeah.
it was a little concerning.
I
But
try
I still
and,
think there's some sweetness to it.
I try and
There's some nice stories in the background of
take
this event.
those type of interactions with people like that extremely lightly and try not to attribute any kind
Right.
of
I
negative.
think that's actually it.
It says
She
we're
wasn't
going the
though.
wrong way.
Yeah, she was not taking it lightly.
What?
This was very serious.
No, I mean I know she takes
Oh,
it
it just wants you to
seriously.
get off
I
and
don't
like
know.
probably take the French road for a while.
No, it wants me to take off. It wants me to get off a U-turn and go the exact wrong direction.
It's incorrect. This is the way.
Yeah, no, I got this. I know this much. We do not like. Yeah,
Weird.
it just wants to
See,
keep us
there's
from
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's.
You can see it.
Huh.
That was like the last thing that happened.
Yeah, that was like
That
right
was-
before we left.
So let's work backwards.
Yeah, there were other things before that.
So before that, we were sitting outside the candle shop because we candle shopped for a while, which was after sitting outside the soap shop, which was before that was the ale festival,
Yeah.
which before that was what? What was in between lunch and ale festival?
What happened on Saturday? I'm already forgetting what Saturday was
That's why I'm
like.
working backwards, so we
Yeah.
can just get through it like that way.
It was a lot of shopping.
We saw a knife show, a gypsy knife show.
The other knife show was pretty good. We did see some shows. We got to go see. I'm sure we've mentioned him in the past podcast every single time. We saw the guy who looks like Bassini again.
Tobias the Adequate,
He's just Tobias the Adequate, yeah.
which I did not get to see this time.
And he immediately noticed Allison's costume and called her out on it.
Yes.
Like in the way that he's actually genuinely one of my favorite performers there because there's not one bit of cringiness about him.
No, he's
which
super
is
self-aware
amazing
and super like
because
chill.
he does most of the same stuff that everybody else does, but he does it just right. Like he has that has the self-deprecating humor thing like down perfectly.
Yo,
Right.
what is this traffic?
It happens every single time. I
Like
don't know.
this? Because like
Yeah.
we've moved like
It-
Yeah,
seriously
it'll
like this.
just stop.
It's very
after
strange.
Temple. Like,
It's Temple.
is the choke point.
how much?
Like
I mean,
we get past Buc-ee's and it should start clearing up. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's because nobody wants to live in Waco, so they all live in Temple.
And you can actually go listen to our past podcast. There's a point where the car noise stops for like 20 minutes, like it's
Yeah,
doing
it's
right
Temple.
now.
This
and
isn't
that's when we
like
hit
20
Temple.
minutes. Like we were stopped back there for like 20 minutes.
It's I
I
don't
mean,
know.
this is also 6:30, which is not.
On a Sunday?
I honestly I don't know what the traffic patterns are. Like I don't know if
It's
it's
also
a weird
really heavy
commute or
construction raining right
something,
now. Flower sellers suck.
or Flower sellers.
Rose sellers.
Yeah.
They only get like they don't. It's not just pushy people because I can kind of deal with pushy people. It's pushy people who are a little bit rude.
Yeah.
Like they're willing to like give me some sort of cute. You must buy your lady a flower thing. But when I try and be cute back, they're like, no, buy her a flower.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's kind of
seriously.
horrible.
It's like somebody beckoned me into out of a shop I was in. Like, you have to get Snow White a rose, and I said, no. See, she's had bad experiences with botany recently. That whole apple thing. She's trying to stay away, and he's like, this is a rose. Like, yeah, okay. And I just turned around and walked away.
Like what? Jeez.
It's like I mean, it's pretty clear that I wasn't going to buy the thing.
My costume made it a little bit easier to ignore people.
Right. You were standing right next to
Because of-
Allison,
and
and
they-
then another flower seller came up and like, would you like to buy the fauna rose? Which is great because I can just like look and just say, no.
Yeah.
I guess yeah. No, I didn't get approached really to try to buy anything most of the time. It may have been because my face looked creepy.
Yeah, we're also getting better about not responding to people when we don't want to.
Yeah.
Like it's really like there's the other part of the newer people to the Rinfest who haven't been with us as many years. They kept getting snared by NPCs, and we would generally sort of stick around with them. But
Yeah.
like there were a couple of times when we definitely like somebody approached and we just went, yeah, just kept going.
There was too much shopping to be done.
We also did. I mean, the little bits we saw were kind of they were cute.
Yeah. No, I'm impressed with the ability to have new stuff happening, like on a regular basis. What I was saying earlier about the Vicini guy is he's actually like, even though he does basically the same thing every time, he's got a few like his anecdotes are different, and he's got
His jokes.
a few different things every time, and he interacts with the audience in different ways, and is actually like pretty sharp on commenting on different costumes and stuff. Because like Allison runs in while we're already sitting down, and his show has started, and he's like in the middle of doing something, and she like just sort of scampers in and sits down next to us, and he's just like in mid sentence without missing a beat, just like cuts to. I'm like, hey, look, it's my figment of my imagination has arrived, or something.
Okay, this also thinks we're on I-35 North. Apple Maps does. However, it gets us being returning at 8:45, so it doesn't think there's going to be such a big issue.
Maybe it's less smart.
Well, it is Apple Maps.
The flyover tour. What's with
I
that?
can see this taking another hour and a half. We haven't moved. Like
Yeah,
at
we've
all.
actually mostly just been sitting still.
Right.
I'm not gonna be optimistic the feeder's gonna be a lot better, but it could be. Sometimes it is way better, and sometimes it's just worse.
I mean,
Never know.
the thing about the feeder is if it's worse, you can just get back on and then you're in no worse off. It's a very low risk attempt.
I guess.
I still think it's interesting that they think we're going north.
I guess because south isn't moving, that it's the only way we could be going. Like we're
But
literally
we're not moving
moving.
either.
No, they're
I don't know.
moving. Wait, which way are we headed?
We're going south.
I don't
Right.
look.
So I think the maps is not registering anybody moving south.
Beautiful.
But it knows our destination is south.
Yeah, it seems like it seems to think that we're on the other side of the highway and we should just like stop that.
Weird.
That doesn't make any sense though.
Right. Something's wrong.
Oh gosh.
Fajita burritos are great.
The fajita burritos are so good.
We did I bought a lot more food this time, I think, than I normally do.
Yeah, I was saying, like, you're like, fried bread with fruit topping.
Oh,
why
yeah.
not?
That stuff looked good.
Baked goods. Why not?
Yeah.
Kyle and I had a moment where we were like, let's spend money on food.
It was
The
totally
Italian
worth
ices
it.
have changed.
They did.
Long-term listeners of our podcast, all three of you, will know that on various years I have lived and died by the Italian ices, and now they are $6 and not $4, and they are more like a sherbet than an ice.
Oh my god.
Tragic.
I know they're different than the ones from 2 years ago. I had one too, and last year I felt like there was more orange, and I tried to eat some of the orange peel, and it was not good.
It was like that, and the fact that they stopped using the metal swords in the
I feel like
fighting
that's a
arena
better
was
change.
just
I
like
would be way more willing to do it. Like the metal swords, I realize are part of the reason I could not do the fighting ring well.
I don't know. For me, that was like a back in my day moment. It was just it was really
Yeah, but I
disappointing
get to see like there's a lot more wailing on people to be done with. Like, because remember before, like with the metal sticks, it was like, remember, no slashing or was it no thrusting?
There was a long rules list.
There was
at
a
the
long
beginning.
rules list, and anytime that there was anything close, the guy with the 7-foot pole was like, no. This was more like, here's your sword, that's your dude, go at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's kind of more fun that way. And also, like, it took maybe a slap or two to get the balloon.
Yeah. Last time it was just like it felt like more of a effort that you put into it. I guess like the victory felt better because you were like swinging this heavy metal stick around. And
We also didn't do it. It could have had the same thrill. of
that's
it.
true. We just watched Jeffrey and John fight.
Right.
Basically,
Jeffrey got his long desired vengeance.
we had them duel. He
Yeah.
he hit one of John's balloons and it flew off, and he just chased it down and then beat it on the ground with his sword.
Yeah.
You know, we're not super great at taking my cues to cheer.
We're doing what?
To cheer. Because I was like filming
Oh,
and I would like
right.
go back and like, the stands!
Oh yeah, forgot all of our like little home video footage we got from that. I got to transfer that.
Yeah.
We got some great photographs though that we can show off in the next community commons video or something.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to look at those.
And we got our big group. Oh yeah, if you at some point we wanted to try to text all those from your
Oh, yeah,
phone.
sure.
But I think it was when we were gonna eat. But we're still trying to
Oh, yeah,
figure
we
out
can- we
where
can
we're
eat.
going.
Your phone is not doing particularly great hot on data right now because it took forever to load that map.
Oh, yeah. It's got bad signal right now.
Yeah. We haven't moved in like the last.
Yeah, no, it was actually just. I say we just get out and hoof
Like,
it.
we're actually parked.
Oh, wait, hey, the truck moved.
It's happened twice. There is an entire road closed.
Oh,
It might be this one.
I-35. Yeah. Actually, the times. Oh man, look at this. Look at
I
this.
took some candids of y'all.
This is great. Look at the
It's
composition
really
on this
funny.
one.
Oh my god, that's like accidental Renaissance.
Thank
Except it's
you.
at a
Okay.
Renaissance
I
festival, so
wonder-
I don't know how accidental it
Let me
is.
see.
It's not. But well,
Oh my god, that's amazing.
that's fantastic.
Thank you. I took a bunch of those.
That's
They
so
all
sick.
looked really good. There
Let's
was
talk
one
about
where
more
y'all-
pictures that our listeners can't see.
Oh my god, Kyle, look at this.
She's not even showing our picture right now. They're just doing this to trick you.
And this, you guys look like the popular kids at a fantasy high school in this picture. It's gross.
Let me see.
Like, I hate you already.
We seriously do.
You look so hot and beautiful and uncaring.
So
I like the one better with the Lady Gaga pout.
that would make such a disappointingly, obnoxiously good like Disney Channel show or something,
It's been.
like a fantasy high school.
Wow, this really.
You
This
guys
is actually I really like this because the thing continues your ear a little bit. It, like,
Oh yeah.
it super contours your face.
That just makes his ear look like a sausage, dude.
Okay, that's not.
10 feet. Woo.
No. I
Oh
was
my
just
God, Reed,
filling in the
though.
gap.
Well, yeah, Reed
These
looks
are
good.
so
in
great.
Should I try and
afternoon
get off? I
pictures.
don't understand.
I would say yeah. I mean, I don't know.
At
It's
this point?
if you can though. Nobody like literally nothing's happening.
I kind of feel like at the time that we'll be able to go, the traffic issue will be cleared.
theater. It's much better.
Yeah, like
Get over there. It's the promised land.
yeah, just jump the gap.
No, just stick your car right there. There's a little gap right there.
Should we ask him if he knows what's wrong?
There's nowhere to go. I don't know if switching lanes is gonna help anything at this point.
No, they're
What's
angry,
weird is
don't talk to
everything
them.
says light traffic. Like, that's what's really weird is,
Yeah, it says road closure on I-35 South. You're right.
like, that means the whole road is closed, right?
Yeah, it means that there's an actual like, it's been shut down for a reason.
So what do they do with all the people?
Well, normally with planned closures, they actually only happen between like 9 p.m. or usually it's like
Are they trying
2
talk
to 4 in the
us?
morning. And they actually they have a detour set up through the access road.
Alright, hang on.
I think he's trying to talk.
No, we're trying to figure it out ourselves.
It's a road closure.
We think the road's closed.
Yeah. I mean,
Up here it's
this wasn't a planned thing. Like it's obnoxious how they close I-35, but it at least works. I do that when I drive home to Austin in the middle of the night. That happens all the time, and it doesn't happen right in the middle of peak rush hour, and it doesn't happen without actual detour stuff. So it's probably other terrible Scarborough people who have ruined everything.
Since we sort of moved to dealing with traffic problems and talking about photos that people can't actually see because we're listening to a podcast.
We should keep up with the podcast because otherwise we'll just be sitting here fuming at
That's
traffic.
true.
Let's talk about something they can see.
What?
Something,
They can't see anything, Rachel.
the future.
It's
I meant
audio.
metaphorically, dude. Open
Something
your
they
mind.
Rachel got some real good incense.
I don't smoke weed. For all my students
That means she
listening.
definitely smokes weed.
I don't smoke weed.
Is that it? Are we ending on that?
Is there more? What did we do the first day? Did we see any other shows? We saw we saw the Dirty Poet.
Oh, come on.
Sir
That's
Arthur, Arthur Greenleaf.
No,
was
we
it?
should end this now.
I will tell you about
No.
I'm not gonna say anything dirty, okay? He did make fun of Ian's pants.
Which was the best part, actually.
Yeah, he
Really?
called them Martha Stewart Lederhosen,
Right.
and he mocked the fact that Ian has never seen a woman, so or
No.
something like that.
No, it was that I saw a woman 14 years ago.
Is it moving?
14
Did they
years
reopen
ago.
it? Or are we just
Hey.
moving like 10 feet again?
No, that's definitely moving. That's more moving.
I'm still getting in that lane.
Yeah, that might be
So
good, yeah.
that you hadn't like had a girlfriend since you were 14, is that
Or something. I don't know, because he was actually making fun of a 14-year-old, and that particular line didn't really work as much. I think that one kind of fell flatter than it needed to.
Oh, wait.
Anyway,
I can see people moving up ahead.
yeah,
Yay.
they cleared it.
We aren't trapped forever.
Fuck. That's some bullshit.
I know how to say that in Latin.
Thanks for joining
do.
our road trip podcast, everybody.
It's Stercus Tauri.
We will try to do some more of these. We have an upcoming road trip in May also. We'll try to do more of those, and we are starting an actual regular podcast again.
Can we
sometime
debut the
soon.
name here where nobody can
Sure.
find it?
Yeah. Yeah. This is more important to these people than
Are we
anybody
gonna
else.
really post this one?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna post it.
We always
There's
post
like
it.
50% traffic
I
talk.
will edit it. I will cut out the pauses and stuff.
It'll be
Which-
20 minutes long without the traffic conversation.
Can we talk
It'll
about
not be
something
that
more
long.
interesting?
Well, did we do anything else Saturday? What did we saw other shows on Saturday, didn't we? We saw the Dirty Poet, who was a great performer, but whose material was a little bit try
You
hard.
guys,
Oh, yeah,
we
we
saw
saw-
the guy that stood on his head.
Yeah, we talked about him.
We saw
Oh.
Kale the Juggler.
Yeah, Kale the Juggler was actually really fun.
Oh, the knife throwing guy was great.
Oh yeah, we did see
Oh
him
yeah,
today.
the knife.
What?
Is that who? No, that was somebody else. The knife throwing.
The knife throwing guy?
troop.
He was seriously
We saw
The-
the
father and son,
the
yeah.
Arthur
gypsy
and
the
Stuart.
gypsy knife show. Yeah,
They were so good.
It's really I liked their style of acting because it was not just like hammy,
No,
but
it was
just
like-
canned ham.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was like
It was like they were putting on a performance of a performance.
Yeah.
I thought it was a real good throwback to a type
True.
of comedy I don't
Yeah,
normally
absolutely.
like, but I loved it. Like
It was really
Allison-
cheesy.
Allison
and
kept
they,
saying like I really like the sun for some reason. I don't know why. And I was like, he looks like Foggy, and she was like, oh, all right.
yeah, I thought he was cute.
I thought he was real cute.
I also like that these guys, out of all the performers at the Renaissance Fair, these guys went full like tights. Like a lot of
Who are you
Renaissance
doing
Fair
that
people
to?
wore
Like
like
the world in
baggy
general.
pants plus tights, but these guys just wore velvet tights.
I
Yeah.
love their tights. I told Kyle like
Yeah,
that.
Actually,
they were
Arthur
great.
Greenleaf also wore just straight up quilted tights.
No, he did. No, he had tights on, but he also had like big puffy pants on top
Yo,
of the
that was
tights.
one car. One car had stalled. It wasn't even an accident. He just stalled.
What? How do you know?
I saw him. I saw the car. He was just in this lane, not
Wait.
moving, stalled.
That's
It had
dumb.
to, no, it had to be 2 lanes. There's no way.
there was only one lane, we would have been moving to something somehow.
Maybe it's a chain reaction.
So I guess you can edit that back into the podcast to explain why there was traffic.
Sure, I could. We can keep going a little bit if you want. If there's more things to talk about.
I think we should. We should probably just talk about some more interesting stuff to pad this out.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
What?
No, it's just a term. It's
Fucker.
fine.
Ah!
Thanks, Rachel. Giving voice to our inner feelings.
Just want you to know that thing happened in the traffic.
You can cuss when you're the driver, right?
Sure.
Or maybe just me.
I cussed when I wasn't
Can I be
the
the token
driver.
cusser?
Technically, we don't have like
We don't actually have
quite as many restrictions on the podcast. Like it's more of a
We gave away Game of Thrones spoilers in the last
raw,
one.
uncut.
So,
Did we?
yeah, Rachel totally just. That was the one where
We did
everybody
what
was
I
like.
say.
That's seriously way worse than cussing.
It was.
I guess we haven't done an interdimensional road trip since 2015, though, right? Because
Well, it was the last Comic Palooza.
Oh, right, we did a
Right,
Comic
the
Palooza
one
one.
where
That was
Rachel
last year.
told a poor midnight gas station attendant that she killed a cat.
Oh, right, I forgot about
Oh my
that.
god.
Rachel, there's something called oversharing.
It would have been better if she'd actually killed the cat because she was actually just trying to like make a joke and the poor gas station attendant was just like.
It's because my legs were covered in blood.
Oh, right. fake
And also
blood.
my arms.
Fake blood. Fake
So
blood.
the
right,
cat, like, it's funny if it's a person, but like cats are adorable.
But like.
Like I
I
killed
don't-
a man is a hilarious thing.
I don't
I
actually
didn't actually
think
witness
it was.
you
I didn't
saying it, I
actually
just,
like cats because I'm allergic to them. So
Y'all just
I
like
don't
walked
really
back out of the
care.
gas station
Yeah,
and
it's
she's
like-
like, she
I-
told the attendant she killed a cat.
I killed a cat is way too
Yeah, like, yeah, I don't know.
specific.
If you walk in and tell a stranger, like, I killed a man, it's funny, but if you walk in and you're like, I killed a cat, then
Because you
you're
might
like,
have actually done it.
psychopath.
Right.
I thought it was kind of
Right.
funny because they might think I was a sociopath. So
Well, I'm
that's
sure
why,
they did, but the humor was lost.
Well, that's why I thought they might think
Pressing
it
the
was
red
funny.
panic button.
I killed a cat.
Anyway, that's last
I also
progress.
remember I was actually texting you throughout the entire podcast recording.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah?
were
Were you?
driving home from Houston. Yeah, I was just texting you. It was
Because
like,
I was just fighting, like,
Secrets.
there was like, the entire car was full of loud kind of, nobody was drunk because we didn't drink. Everybody was it was just loud, half asleep
You're
people.
so dead.
And I'm just like, guys, I'm just trying to drive.
right. Well, that's how we kept you from falling asleep. As we decided we were recording a podcast.
That's how you kept y'all from falling asleep. I didn't need it, but it worked.
Was Kyle in his Snickers mood at that point?
Is Snickers mood?
Yeah, have you seen the Snickers commercial?
Oh,
Yeah, like
yeah.
people get real sassy all of a sudden, turn into a celebrity, and they're like, you need a Snickers, and then
He was
turn
like,
back
he
to
was like
themselves.
nodding off, like, guys, we need to stay awake. And so we started the podcast.
Ah,
It
that
was
sounds like
a
what is my
valiant fighting
Snickers
against.
mood?
your Snickers. You apparently get like grumpy and catty and like quick with people. Like
Do I?
fast, like snappy. Yeah.
It's not exactly like but it's not like a witty snappy exactly. It's part of your like turn off sort of thing. You just kind of like answer
Right,
people
it's
with
right,
like
it's your turn.
pretense.
I have my
It's when you shut down.
my social like shutdown
Yes, that thing.
My social front just loses power, and then
Yeah.
you only and then you just access my inner
It's just-
brain
it's just
directly,
machine
which
code.
is
It's just like
yeah.
I agree.
just a simple.
Start
The
putting
user-
in direct requests.
The
Yeah.
user interface shuts off. And
We no longer have a GUI. We have it's all command prompt. I think this metaphor's gone a bit far, but that's all right.
It doesn't happen very
I
often.
think it's good.
I think the last time
No,
it happened was.
it used to happen a lot more. You've been really good about it.
I mean,
I've
it
been
used to
wearing
happen
you
way
down.
more before we ever even met. Like, I think the only time that I can remember it happening with you was like when we went to
Like what?
Tyler's party once or something,
Who? Tyler's?
or we went to a party at the house of people that nobody in the podcast knows who we're talking about. But we,
Oh.
the last time it happened before that was last Ren Fair, actually.
Right, at Logan's.
Yeah,
We weren't actually sure anybody was there. You just kind of like walked as if in a daze.
right.
You
it
just
was-
looked like they forgot to release you after a hypnotist show.
Yeah.
I didn't have that problem this time. I attribute it mostly to you, actually.
I'm
Anytime you
training
would have
him.
gotten low, you just started like screaming for food or to leave. And
She
it was-
just now
Oh,
she has a
me?
recharging effect on me, actually.
Oh.
That's nice.
But I also do turn into like an impatient child when I'm hungry.
It actually like legitimately, it's like I have the introvert thing where I have to recharge with by myself or something in order to interact with people. You provide like quick like energy
like a
drink
battery
shots
pack?
though, kind of instead, which is nice.
Maybe it's the cat thing.
You're a backup battery for me.
At a certain point,
Aw.
Rachel stopped counting against my social battery, which is real nice.
Yeah,
Aw.
I still have mine. I'm sure I can still run out, but it's a lot harder to do now.
That's why we have 2 rooms.
At the restaurant, I thought it was really cute that I forgot pronouns and accidentally called you me.
Yeah.
When I was trying to explain whose tabs I was paying
Those
for,
are
because
like the opposite of goals.
I
You just
sorry,
like,
I
morph
mean,
into one weird pronoun person.
what?
Kyle, I don't ever want to get to that point.
Sorry, I mean, I actually suck. Apparently, I suck at pronouns also because I didn't learn them correctly as a child. Not, I don't think that's why. I think it's something wrong with my brain, but like.
No, it's adorable when you do it. I just don't ever want to.
Okay. Thanks. That's not a good compliment at all. All right. Anyways,
Wait, so you should be a lawyer.
at the restaurant when okay. No, I don't want to be a lawyer. Okay. At the restaurant when I was explaining whose tabs I was paying for, I accidentally I said me, and then I pointed to me, and I said me, and I pointed to Ian as well. But I knew that was wrong, so I corrected myself, but I didn't correct myself correctly, and then I called him you when I was talking to the server, so it was wrong. But anyways, you should call him.
You're having a rough
him.
pronoun night.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, sometimes pronouns just get away from me.
Awkward silence. I don't need that. Does anybody charge their phone if they have an Android?
A quick charge.
A phone worthy?
Mine's not ready. Mine's not done charging.
Oh,
But
just charge it. My charge.
Yeah.
My phone's
Okay.
charged. Fine. Oh wait, what? No, whatever. Fine.
Mine's at 80, so
my phone dies within a couple hours now because it's a piece of crap.
it's because you loved it to death, Kyle.
No, I did never love this phone.
No, this one. No.
This was my backup phone after my good phone died. A horrible
Sorry.
death.
Because you neglected it for the love of your other phone, Kyle. And now it feels no need to return the love you didn't give it.
I don't care. I get a new one in a few weeks.
Okay.
Die sad and alone.
I think that's all I have to say about the Renfest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that covers my thoughts very well. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Yep, it was great.
It was,
Yeah,
it was
it was
really
really
enjoyable.
I feel like we got Renfest down, or Scarborough Fair down at least.
We need
I
to
think
try Sherwood. Sherwood's
we're-
much lower investment.
We
No,
can
you
do
need to go to
Sherwood
the
is like
Renaissance
tutorial.
and like
I think
invest way.
we're
too
ready
much.
to I'm ready to graduate to Texas Renaissance Festival now.
It's bomb.
TRF.
Yeah.
TRF.
I've been going to that for years. I've never called it that, but I like it.
That's what everybody I knew from Houston called it.
Everybody's calling it that, yeah. I mean, I guess if you're from there and you say it enough, then Texas Renaissance Festival is just a lot of words. And honestly,
Yeah.
now that I've said it with my lisp, I regret it. Texas Renaissance Festival is like my nightmare.
It's also really not an accurate name. Texas is not being Renaissance in any sort of fashion.
It definitely doesn't look like Texas. They have huge, massive trees like the entire way.
Yeah,
Like,
because it's Houston.
It's
Like-
actually true of Houston.
well, yeah. And
Houston is the
what's interesting is
greenest and
like
treeiest city in the United States.
this place had a lot of open sky. You don't get that at the Renaissance Festival. Like,
Yeah.
It's like you're in a forest more or something.
It really is like you're in a forest.
Well, yeah, the campgrounds are actually just in a forest.
Cool.
And
They're
then, like,
also massive. Everything there is like even the rides are like that times 3. Like the swing ride that you saw where you like pushes a guy, or he like pushes the little like bench basically.
Yeah.
They had one of those, but instead of 2, it was like 6. And just imagine that analogy to everything. Like seriously.
I think
My
we must have missed, like, I remember it being bigger than Scarborough, but not as big as you're saying, so we must have just missed part of it.
Honestly, I've gone multiple times and I have not
I'm
seen all of it in one day.
Totally willing to
I
say
think
your
we just must
experience
have not
supersedes
seen
mine
it.
because we were there for 2.5 hours and it was raining so hard that we couldn't see the paths.
Were
Oh.
we only there for that long?
It was only one
It
afternoon.
must have been.
Like, we didn't get because remember how long it took us to get there that day?
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of traffic.
There was like 3 hours of traffic, even though it was only supposed to be half an hour away.
Yeah.
It does have a lot more parking. That parking is like very, very, very small compared
Yeah, that's
to
like
the
one of like 6 or 8 fields that TRF has.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was that
they
the
do
part.
it-
Was that all of the parking for the
Yeah,
for
the
that
whole
one?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
TRF
Like,
also
there are
is like
seriously
the
cars
thing you do with
for
TRF is you go
miles.
camping.
Yeah,
Just
I've
camping
heard
out.
that. I've also
Although that's a
I don't
different
want
kind
to,
of crowd.
Right.
I don't want to go camping because my costume takes too much work.
Yeah, I
I
know
don't want to go
this
camping
is-
for a variety of reasons.
We
Basically.
should not camp.
RV camping kind of sounds like fun, but still not enough
No,
space.
it's not that great, I promise.
Okay, yeah.
Also, I know people who live there,
Quick to agree.
meaning
At the
my parents and
Renaissance?
friends.
Oh yeah, right. Just stay
So
with them.
we can stay there.
We always stayed
Yeah,
in
that's
like a
true.
relatively cheap hotel. My family and I.
But yeah, cool. Well, we'll be doing another podcast called Superhero Chicken Fest soon, which is going to be one that we actually record professionally, like in a room and not in a car. And it'll be probably me, Ian, and Allison.
Just us.
Well, I mean, whoever is available, I guess. Like, I think it can just be the 4 of us. I was thinking me and Ian, and then you mentioned wanting to be in a podcast, so I was like, us 3.
I'm a good talker.
The problem is-
I want to be in it too then.
The problem is like a lack of microphones. We'll have to like couple share microphones, but
That's okay.
yeah.
It's also great because it means we can just like knock the other microphone over and just insult the menu of the podcast.
No. I think we should have a really intimate setting where you just stand the one microphone, just straight up, no table, just chairs, all of our knees touching.
It's not even.
no,
You
no
can't even
chairs.
do that. It's not like a surround microphone. We
And
have
just
to like.
lower it. And then we all have our heads together, and then when we get tired, we just nod off, but we have 3 other people
Literally
keeping
put our heads
head up.
together.
Literally, ears to ears, 4 people.
And sometimes we'll just be literally butting heads. See, it all works out.
What are we
Ah,
talking
all
about?
the
Like,
metaphors are
Yeah.
available.
Yeah, that's
we're talking about movies and stuff, though. Specifically, it's supposed to be
Writing
like
and things.
movies, writing, things like that.
Yep.
And so we'll see y'all then.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to our weird road trip podcast again. Bye.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye, Brendel.
Bye.